All right, let's talk about something that should be on every European executive's radar for 2025. It's called Agentic AI, and frankly, it's about to trigger one of the biggest shifts in how we run our businesses. Consider this your essential briefing.
So, what is this stuff, Agentic AI? Well, it's a huge leap past the chatbots in generative AI we've all been playing with. See, those tools respond to you, they wait for a prompt. Agentic AI is different. It doesn't just respond, it acts. You give it a goal, and it works on its own to complete entire workflows to get there.
Okay, so let's really dig into this. What makes this jump from just answering a prompt to taking independent action so revolutionary for your business?
To really get it, you gotta look at how we got here. We started with traditional automation, which is great, but it's dumb. It just follows rigid, pre-programmed rules. Then, boom, large language models like ChatGPT showed up. Amazing for generating info, but they're passive. They sit and wait for your next command. Agentic AI, it's a whole other ballgame. You give it an objective, a goal, and it figures out the steps, does the work, checks its own progress, and adapts on the fly. This is probably the best way to wrap your head around it. A calculator is just a tool. It waits for you to punch in the numbers. But a junior analyst, you can give them a goal, like, hey, can you prepare the quarterly sales report? And they can go find the data, draft the document, schedule the review meeting, and file the final report, all without you micromanaging every single step. That's the kind of power we're talking about here.
Okay, so we get what it is. But why the big fuss right now? Why is this so urgent, especially for small and medium-sized businesses here in Europe? Well, it's because many of you are facing a perfect storm of pressures. On one hand, you've got serious labor shortages, especially for those skilled roles in finance and compliance. At the same time, your operational costs are just going up and up. Energy, labor, you name it. Then, pile on top of that the massive regulatory burden from things like GDPR and the new EU AI Act. It all adds up to this productivity gap that we're trying to close with the US and China. Agentic AI is poised to tackle these challenges head-on.
Enough about the problems, right? Let's talk about the solution. How does this tech actually move from a cool idea into tangible, see it on the balance sheet return on investment?
And we are not talking science fiction. Here are 5 super practical ways an AI agent could be working inside your company like tomorrow. For your finance team, imagine automated reconciliation and cash flow forecasting. In HR, think about automating the entire new hire onboarding process. In operations, maybe an agent that handles all the scheduling or assists with procurement. For customer support, a 24/7 AI receptionist that can actually triage issues. And for Europe, this is huge. In compliance, it can prep for audits and handle GDPR requests. Believe me, companies are already doing this right now.
To really bring this home, let me tell you about a real company. A European services firm, about 70 employees. They were burning dozens and dozens of hours every single week on manual admin work across finance and HR. Sound familiar? So they deployed just 3 simple agentic workflows for things like invoicing and reporting. The first result? A 38% reduction in their manual workload. Just gone. Think about that for a second. More than a third of those mind-numbing, tedious tasks just vanished. But it didn't stop there. Next, they clocked a 60% improvement in response times. This meant getting answers to clients faster and just a massive boost in how smoothly the whole operation ran. And here it is, the number that really hits the bottom line, nearly 95,000 euros in annual operational savings. That's not fuzzy value. That's real cash back in the business from cutting out waste. But honestly, you want to know the part that blows most people away? This whole thing was up and running in less than 30 days. This isn't some multi-year IT nightmare. This is fast, high impact, and ready to go. Now look, with this kind of power, you can't just unleash it and hope for the best. You have to be smart. So let's talk about managing the inevitable risks with a solid framework for governance. This part is absolutely non-negotiable. You need clear rules of the road. This is not about letting the AI go rogue. It's about smart governance. It means a human always has the final say on critical decisions. It means you are constantly monitoring for accuracy. It means you're protecting your data like a fortress, making sure you align with all the regulations, and, this is key, training your people on how to work with their new AI teammates.
And let me just be crystal clear on this one point. Agentic AI is not coming for your job. It's not a replacement for leadership or for smart executive judgment. It is an augmentation tool designed to free up your best people to do the high-value, strategic work they were actually hired for. Okay, we've covered the what, the why, and the be carefuls. Now for the most important part, your playbook, a simple action plan to get you started in the next 90 days with total confidence.
It really is this straightforward. 5 steps. First, just look at your current workflows and find those repetitive manual processes that everyone hates. Second, pick 3 good candidates for automation. HR and finance are usually gold mines. Third, pilot just one agent. Start small, prove the value. Fourth, get your team trained and comfortable. And fifth, use what you learned from that first pilot to build out your full AI roadmap for 2025. It's a low-risk way to build unstoppable momentum. So, as we wrap this up, if you take only one thing away from our time together, let it be this. Agentic AI represents the single biggest shift in business operations since cloud computing. Period. The leaders who see this and act on it first are going to gain a massive competitive advantage.
Now, if you're sitting there wondering where to even begin identifying these opportunities in your own company, the team at aiworkflow.biz is offering a complimentary executive AI automation audit to help you find a starting point. You can check it out on their website. Thanks for tuning in.